provide an analogy on surfing and life. Turbulent. I think, you know, catching the waves, getting tossed around on the waves, and then dealing with the life stressors, daily life stressors. I mean, the only thing I put on it is turbulent. My name is Jon P. I'm a CV-22 flight engineer in the United States Air Force. I've been in for almost 20 years, and I've been on roughly 14 deployments.
Where were your deployments to?
Mostly the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Djibouti, Africa, Yemen, and I'm sure I'm missing a few other countries in there. Not much surf experience. Obviously, the last year was the first time I really surfed, which was through the Surf Brigade. And then a few times with a buddy in Florida, which couldn't master the pop-up because the waves weren't real great down there. But yeah, so I guess you could say roughly a couple weeks of surf experience. Some of the challenges I've had this week is really kind of figuring out wave placement. So paddling out, trying to read the waves, trying to figure out where the break's going to be, and then figuring out when to start paddling and get the pop-up right. So those are the challenges I've had thus far. Surfing is fun. It's probably one of the more challenging water sports I've ever done. I'm a scuba diver by trade, I guess I could say, because that's usually what I do. But yeah, surfing is definitely a workout. Not like many out there. It's crazy. I've learned quite a bit from surfing, but I would say the water humbles you real quickly. Some of the things that my instructors and teammates have told me to improve my surfing would probably be quit being so far forward on the board and try to maintain a center line spacing when you get the pop-up. I think being in the ocean every day is positive. It's kind of, like I mentioned before, it's kind of a humbling experience to surf, but just being out there and feeling the power of the waves, feeling the flow of the water, it takes you to a different place. Feels good.
So,
spending time around other veterans is very positive. You keep that brotherhood connection. I think that's the biggest thing for me is I've come from a pretty tight-knit community, and most of the guys here have a little bit of a soft background, and you know, I connect well with those guys after the past 20 years. That's what I've done. So the most rewarding part of the military for me has probably been lifelong friendship. The brotherhood that you get in the small, tight-knit communities is second to none. Like, you won't find that anywhere else in the world. Proudest memory for me being in the military, man, there's a lot. I could name hundreds, but I think for me it would probably be a successful hostage rescue mission that I was a part of. Basically living up to the purpose of what I was doing just came full circle for me. I mean, being a part of that was something that most civilians would never even understand, or frankly, military members would ever understand the feeling that you get out of that. So doing that was probably the coolest thing that I've ever been a part of. If I had to mentor myself back in 2005, I would have said, start investing in your TSP now. That's the one thing I regret. So yeah, that's all I got.